don't really have much to talk about, so Evan, let's get your fucking ass up here. Everyone put your hands together!
How's it going? I'm in therapy for a lot of reasons. But for one reason in particular, when I was younger, I found a box full of my mom's dildos. Yeah, right? Okay, it sounds like some of you've been there. I realized finding a box full of your mom's dildos is like finding a box full of snakes. You know? Why is the box full? One is scary enough, you know? Yeah. I realized that it was all in a shoebox, so it was nice to see that my mom could take a size 6. Alright, that's, I can tell. Okay, good, you're laughing. Thank God, the only audience member that probably has a box full of dildos. I mean, you accumulate them over time, right? You're not gonna throw them out. That's... Because how do you throw out a dildo? Exactly, right? Like, you can't just throw it because you might have kids, so you can't just be like, in the trash in the kitchen, and then your kid's like, I gotta throw out my mac and cheese! And he freaks out, you know? You can't be sneaky about it either. You can't, wrap it in a box, you can't wrap it in something and then, go out to the dumpster and just be like... toss it over your head. You gotta dispose of your dildos properly. You gotta burn them. Except then they're all plasticky, so that's bad for the environment. So right, you can't burn silicone. You can't. That's probably why my mom had an entire box, right? It was so many. It was a lot. Okay, that went longer. Recently something happened to me. I know I look 12, I'm almost 30, and I was at an adult party. I know, almost 30, this little body of mine, you know? But I was at an adult party. You've been to I don't mean dildos and shit. I just mean adults just hanging out, drinking, smoking, you know? I'm from Oshawa, so we're just doing coke, you know, off the table. But I was at a party recently, and someone brought their fucking kid. You know? Would you ever bring... I know Sam's not your kid, but, would you ever bring Sam to an adult party? No, exactly. It's weird. You're trying to do, a line up the table, and then they're just right there. You're like... Drugs are bad. You know? You can't do that. But, what happened with me was, this kid was really annoying. Really annoying. But not for, it wasn't that... annoying. It was that... She was 12, you know, and she was, I knew this was part of growing up, and she just wouldn't stop talking to me, you know? And then she started to flirt with me a bit. What? Yeah, but it's all part of growing up. That's what I'm trying to say. Because, when you guys were kids, you probably hit on, adult guys, right? When you were a 12-year-old. Yeah, we did. Yes, actually, of course. That's a part of growing up is to make adults uncomfortable. And I've been 12 before. She was doing that obvious 12-year-old flirting shit, you know, where she's looking at you, and I'm like, ew, gross. And it was so obvious that my girlfriend came over to me and was like, somebody likes you, and I'm like, gross, that's disgusting. So, because it's 2025, I'm uncomfortable for my safety, you know? Because if it was the 60s, I could just punch this kid in the face and walk away. Be like, that kid's crazy, you know? But because it's 2025, I'm scared. And, she was doing that obvious flirting where she was being a kid, and she's like, oh, I'm drawing. What should I draw? And I'm like, I don't know, a rat, you know? Just, first thing comes to my mind, and my girlfriend's not helping me. She thinks it's hilarious. So she's like, he has a rat tattoo, you know? And she's like, you do? Oh, that's so cool. I'm like, ew, gross, you know? And then she was like, oh, what else should I draw? And I was like, I don't know, Frodo, just draw Frodo, one ring to rule them all. And then she's like, oh, Frodo, you know, I think Frodo is cute. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then she's like, you kind of look like Frodo. And I visibly I went like, so I was sitting in a little couch called a love seat. Not a good name for that, you know. I don't like that. And I was sitting there, and I'm like, honey, sit next to me. I need a child buffer, you know. And so she sits all the way over there and just laughs at me for an hour. And so my thought was like, oh, I need to do something. I need to get away from this child. So I was like, I'm gonna just drink heavily. Because I can't be mean to the kid, you know? Because they're adults, or like, what the fuck? So I go out to my little cooler, I grab some booze, and I see the mom, and I'm like, oh, fucking you're the mom! And she's like, yeah, where's my kid? And I'm like, she's with us! And she's like, is she bothering you? And I'm like, yeah, because you know when you want to say something, but you don't know how, without sounding like a pedophile like this entire set, you know? Like, so I looked at her, and I was like, yeah, no, cool kid, her crop top makes me okay. No. So I just said, I'm gonna go drink heavily around your daughter. And she was like, cool. And we fist bumped and I did that. All right, thanks.